I'm Marilee Caruso. It's Thursday, March 5th. Today, supervised drug consumption.
Manitobans have told us that one needs to be set up as quick as possible.
And now one will be. How soon the province may open the first supervised drug consumption site. Also today.
Someone broke into our compound and set a fire.
Up in smoke, what impact an arson will have on a local nonprofit. Plus, going up, the new record set in the Winnipeg condo market. Good afternoon. Thanks for joining us. Winnipeg's supervised drug consumption site may be open in a matter of weeks. Manitoba's Addictions Minister Bernadette Smith made the announcement today, and standing by live with all the details for us is CTV's John Hendricks. So, John, what do we know about the site?
Well, Marilee, the province has been eyeing 366 Henry Avenue, located west of Main Street, for the supervised consumption site. Now, the location is several blocks away from the government's initial site, which was scrapped after concerns were raised over its proximity to a school and daycare. Now, the province says a temporary site may open in as little as a few weeks because the permanent one is not quite ready yet.
Manitobans have told us that one needs to be set up as quick as possible. We have businesses that have been telling us that their bathrooms are being used as, an unsupervised consumption site. We see this all over the streets, that people are using unsupervised, and we have a responsibility as a government to support people to get onto a path of recovery.
Minister Smith says the province is fast-tracking the opening through a class exemption in the regulation. She says the exemption allows for an overdose prevention site to be set up on a temporary basis due to urgent needs in the community. Now, the minister added they believe a safe consumption site needs to be open as soon as possible and that the province has been in consultation with the federal government.
John, have any other details been shared about the site?
Yeah, not really, Marilee, not as yet. However, Minister Smith promises that more information will be made available in the near future.
Thanks for this, John. An update now on a plan to potentially slow down traffic on residential streets in Winnipeg. Last night, the Public Works Committee voted unanimously in favor of lobbying the province to change the Highway Traffic Act. The move would allow Winnipeg to set its own default speed limit, which the Public Service recommends be dropped to 40 kilometers an hour. The motion still needs to make its way through the Executive Policy Committee and a full council vote. And a motion to build a permanent bike lane on a stretch of Wellington Crescent is also moving forward. The Public Works Committee voted 3-1 in favor after shooting down a similar motion to install temporary bike lanes. Now, if passed by council, the Public Service will be tasked an engineering consultant to design a permanent plan for bike lanes on Wellington between Academy Road and Stradbrook. Construction would happen in the spring and summer of 2027 and cost about $5.5 million. The Executive Policy Committee will discuss the matter at its next meeting. Condo prices in the Winnipeg region reached the highest price ever recorded in February. According to the Winnipeg Regional Estate Board, the average condo price is now about $284,000. That's up 4% from February 2025. Despite the climb, condo sales were down by nearly a quarter. The cost of the average residential detached home did not significantly change over that time. A nonprofit helping build homes in the province is closed following a warehouse fire.
From our security cameras, we saw that someone broke into our compound and set a fire next to our overhead door, which then spread into the warehouse area. So very unfortunate and disruptive to our organization.
The CEO of Habitat for Humanity Manitoba says the Restore building on Archibald Street, which sells donated building supplies at discounted prices, sustained substantial damage. He suspects the majority of supplies in the warehouse won't be salvageable. Adding water from sprinkler systems also added to the damage.
We had smoke throughout the building, so our offices are upstairs. Our staff are working from home today, and we're just waiting to see the extent of that damage to see how do we recover from that. Do we need to find some temporary space, or do we, can we work from home in the short term?
The nonprofit is still accepting supply donations, which it will store at its Inkster Boulevard location. Police are investigating. One person was taken to hospital after a vehicle crashed into a building in St. Boniface this morning. Check this out. You can see a red SUV with a crumpled front end appears to have collided with that Pet Value on Marion Street. The front of the building also received some significant damage. A police spokesperson says an adult was taken to hospital in critical condition. They were unable to say whether that person was in the vehicle, store, or parking lot at the time of the crash. Investigators are now trying to piece together what happened. Seeding season is right around the corner, and Manitoba farmers are expected to lean heavily into soybeans this year. That's according to Statistics Canada's latest crop outlook report. It says Manitoba is expected to lead the national increase in soybean acreage, rising by nearly 13% from last year to 1.9 million acres. Now, if that happens, StatsCan says it would be the most soybeans planted in Manitoba since 2018, possibly due to lower input costs relative to other crops. Seeded canola acres are also expected to increase modestly, while farmers are anticipating planting less wheat, barley, and corn. All right, let's bring Colleen Brady now and get a first look at your Skywatch evening forecast. What are you tracking for us tonight?
Well, a couple things. Light snow and potentially some freezing drizzle, which could make things a little slippery out on the roads and highways and the sidewalks. So much so that Environment Canada has actually just issued a freezing drizzle advisory. Initially, it was for areas outside of Winnipeg, but in the last few minutes, Environment Canada extended that warning to include Winnipeg, areas further to the west, as well as areas to the east, including northwestern Ontario. So freezing drizzle is expected to be mixing in with the snow falling lightly at times. I'll have more details on that, how long it will last. And then what comes next as we head towards a very mild weekend. The CTV Live Eye is brought to you by Bathfitter, exclusive home of the PermaFit solution. With that snow falling lightly in Winnipeg, it's -9 degrees. With the winds coming from the northeast at 14 kilometers an hour, it feels more like -15. The pressure's dropping. The humidity is 94%. Out in traffic on this Thursday afternoon. Drum roll, please. A live look at Portage Avenue west of Polo Park. Traffic is moving well there, but again, just watch out. It could get a little slick out there if we start to see that freezing drizzle come down.
About 15 years ago, I realized that I had reached a critical mass in my collection.
What do you do when your hobby gets out of control? How one man turned his private collection into a public attraction.
Get Winnipeg's top stories, breaking news alerts, and watch live. Download the CTV News app.
Bloomberg is reporting that Oracle plans to cut thousands of jobs. The company faces a cash crunch in part because of how much it's spending to build data centers. Oracle is an IT company that has over 160,000 employees around the world. The company isn't commenting on the report. Here are the closing numbers for the day. The Canadian dollar is down to 73.16. West Texas Intermediate is up close to $5 at 79.43. Western Canadian Select is down to 60.39. And the TSX lost another 332 points today. Those are your business headlines. I'm Marella Fernandez.
A community center with deep ties in the West End will soon celebrate a major milestone. One of its 3 sites, formerly known as Orioles Community Club, is marking 75 years of operation, and it's looking for memories for a newsletter.
We have a new communications person, and she is trying to get an online newsletter up and running. So we're asking the community for submissions, anything from recipes to pet photos, like you mentioned, to memories from the past, especially with our 75th birthday for Orioles coming up.
Valor Community Center says its newsletter's first edition is slated for early this year. It's looking for a range of submissions, including community stories, artwork, and what new activities residents would like to see.
One side effect of it, if it's online, we're more likely to get some of the younger generation accessing it and stuff. Hopefully we can also do maybe some printed versions to have at the community centers, and then people can take them home if they want them. And I mean, if people want to mail stuff in, they absolutely can.
More information on the newsletter, including how to submit content, can be found on valorcc.ca.
Community Connection is brought to you by Mr. Reuter Plumbing. Born to be a hero, trained to be a plumber.
A Calgary collector has turned his private archive of vinyl records and record players into a public museum. CTV's Kevin Green got a first-hand look at the artifacts, which showcase a unique part of Canada's music history.
Ken Murphy started collecting records as a child after his father brought home a Beatles album.
Some say it's a life misspent. I prefer to think it's a life full of passion.
It sparked a lifelong obsession with collecting and archiving artifacts and recorded music, which Murphy has now turned into a public gallery.
About 15 years ago, I realized that I had reached a critical mass in my collection, and there were patterns in my collection that needed to be explored.
The Vinyl-Centric Gallery's first exhibit, called Phonosphere, covers the period from 1948, when vinyl LPs debuted, to 1978. The exhibit showcases historic Canadian-made record players and offers a glimpse into the culture of the time.
Most record players were purchased during this era were purchased in appliance and furniture stores, not stereo stores or audio stores. And Mum was in charge of that process because we were buying furniture and it had to fit into her decor.
The museum highlights the birth and growth of Canada's recorded music scene, which until the early 1960s was almost non-existent. The Vinyl-Centric Gallery and Archive is also digitizing Murphy's over 100,000 record collection of vinyl LPs.
I figure I'll be scanning for about 5 years, 5 days a week. I usually get in about 8 o'clock in the morning. I scan till 3 or 4.
A visit to the museum features a curated background soundtrack of Motown, funk, disco, and rap. Murphy says he plans to add listening booths in a future phase. Kevin Green, CTV News, Calgary.
An energetic performance rooted in African culture hits the stage. What it explores and how you can catch its debut next in Spotlight.
Have a news tip? When you see news happening, let CTV News Winnipeg know. Text your tips, pictures, and videos to 10400. That's 10400. Message and data rates may apply.
Spotlight, sponsored by the Casinos of Winnipeg, presenting the Irish Rovers.
Colleen Brady is back now for Spotlight, and Winnipeggers will soon be able to experience some of Scandinavia's most celebrated hits.
That's right. Yeah, the Nordic Horizons is coming to Centennial Concert Hall this weekend. The WSO program will showcase orchestral works from prominent Scandinavian composers. Included in the lineup is a lively folk music, a patriotic hit, a dramatic symphony written during the First World War.
Everybody will feel something, and I think we need that today, how things are. So I would say that this is resilience is kind of the theme of the program, I would say, and everybody, I promise, everybody will go more uplifted and happy than they arrived.
The program is led by Norwegian conductor Rune Bargman, who said Winnipeg's weather reminds him a lot of home. Tickets are available at the WSO's box office.
A high-energy performance steeped in African culture is set to make its debut tomorrow.
That's right. Local group Nafro Dance is ready to bring its latest performance, Mbunda, to the Gas Station Arts Center. The show is described as a blend of African dance and contemporary movement brought to life through live drumming and storytelling. Organizers say it explores the relationship between good and evil and how easily one can become the other.
The main point of this production is the reminder that there is good and evil, because sometimes we forget, because the bad, the evil become regular, become part of every day, and then we forget that there is such a thing as bad and good.
Mbunda debuts tomorrow with 2 more shows scheduled for Saturday. You can head to nafrodance.com to learn more and pick up tickets.
All right, now to entertainment news that's been circulating everywhere today. Grammy Award-winning artist was arrested yesterday in Southern California.
That's right. Britney Spears was briefly taken into custody.
Baby, How was I supposed to know that something wasn't right here?
Oh, this is a flashback. It sure is. Back where it all started, well, at least post Disney Club, yeah. The 44-year-old, known of course for Baby One More Time and many other hits, was arrested around 9:30 last night. The Ventura County Sheriff's Office confirmed the news but didn't say what charges the 44-year-old faces. She was booked this morning before later being released.
Maybe she will do an Instagram video and let us know.
Well, the chances look pretty likely, don't they? She does like the Instagram videos.
All right. Yeah. Well, we'll stay tuned.
We sure, of course.
Thanks, Colleen.
A lot of people will be. Your primetime lineup kicks off with Next Level Chef at 7. Catch 911 Nashville at 8. Following is Grey's Anatomy at 9. And Georgia and Mandy's first marriage wraps it all up at 10. It's all right here tonight on CTV.
CTV Primetime Lineup, brought to you by the Parkway Retirement Community. Welcome home.
At this point, it looks like it's just light snow out there, but there is a freezing drizzle advisory in effect for Winnipeg and many other regions. I'll show you coming up, but right now, a live look at Confusion Corner, busy but moving well. Temperature, -9 with the wind chill. It feels a little cooler, around -50.
Women's clothing provided by RW & Company. Salon services provided by S&Teak Spa Salon.
CTV Skywatch weather brought to you by South Beach Casino and Resort. Visit southbeachcasino.ca.
Colleen Brady is back now with an update on some somewhat concerning weather that could impact you if you're hitting the roads tonight.
Yeah, I believe I stand corrected. I had said it looks like it's just light snow.
Oh.
Turns out there's some freezing drizzle. This is a traffic camera out on Notre Dame Avenue. It is Notre Dame, folks. You can, well, it actually looks a little better than it did about 30 seconds ago when we first pulled up this camera. So you get the drift. There's drizzle, freezing drizzle all over that camera lens by the looks of it. And that means it's going to be all over the roadways too. So it could be a little slippery out there this evening and into the overnight, at least in the Red River Valley. So we do have this yellow advisory that's been issued for freezing drizzle, courtesy of Environment Canada. So the weather agency says that freezing drizzle is expected to continue in the Red River Valley this evening and should wrap up overnight. Areas, though, elsewhere in southeastern Manitoba and then next door into northwestern Ontario, well, you should see that freezing drizzle continue to mix in with some light snow potentially into Friday morning. So anticipate slippery conditions for the commute really all across southeastern Manitoba and east into northwestern Ontario. So there's a little bit of scattered snow you can see falling across the south, but I want to zoom in on the Portage La Prairie area because I'm picking up on that freezing drizzle right there. See, this is what's happening right now, right around the area. So just moving into Portage La Prairie along with that snow. Watch out for freezing drizzle there. And as I mentioned, that freezing drizzle is also expected to fall tonight in northwestern Ontario. Otherwise cloudy conditions. But it's not just here in the south where we're getting snow. Another band of snow crossing northern Manitoba tonight, but not bringing freezing drizzle per se. But you can see purple, that's snow. Pink, that's the freezing drizzle. The reason for the freezing drizzle and the snow is a low pressure system. It originated out of Montana. It's traveling the northern states, but it's throwing up that precipitation up along its northern flank and into Saskatchewan and Manitoba. So you can see throughout the night that pink is going to remain on the screen. That means freezing rain is going to be sticking around. So even in the areas that aren't under the advisory, a little further out to the west, you can see watch out for freezing drizzle there as well. But you can see as we get into the overnight hours, a lot in northwestern Ontario, along with that snow that continues to fall too, albeit lightly. So we won't see an awful lot of snow here, but central Manitoba, the expectation is that total snowfall amounts by the time we get into Friday should be around 5 to 10 centimeters. But tomorrow afternoon, you can see some clearing as we get into the afternoon, although Winnipeg may stay a little on the cloudy side, but that precipitation, all kinds of it, is in northwestern Ontario. Snow, freezing drizzle, and even outright rain showers where temperatures are warmer closer to the international border as they've been all week, as you know, in Fort Frances. Overnight tonight we go into Saturday. You can see not much happening just yet, but although it really should be a little bit on the cloudier side. In comes more mixed precipitation, snow across the northwest, perhaps a little bit of freezing rain or freezing drizzle through west central areas. For tonight for Winnipeg, we have the snow falling lightly. There's also some freezing drizzle out there. -9 is the low. Winds out of the northeast at 15 kilometers an hour. And then tomorrow, with the passage of that low to the south, the winds are really going to strengthen. Out of the northwest, 30 with wind gusts up to 50 kilometers an hour most of the day. Light snow is likely mainly in the morning, a high of -6 degrees. You saw that clearing in the afternoon, so a lot of other parts of the south will see some sunshine. More so in the southwest, might catch a glimpse here in Winnipeg, hopefully. 3 degrees on Saturday, no minus sign there. There is a chance of showers, and it will be a little cloudy. A little cloudier still on Sunday, still with the possibility of showers even growing a little bit, with another mild high of 3 degrees. -3 and cloudy on Monday, -5 on Tuesday and Wednesday. Cloudier Tuesday, more of a mix of sun and cloud by the time we get to the end of the long-range forecast there. Our first weather photo is here in Winnipeg looking up at the sky. That photo is from Linda. Beautiful shot there. And this next one is a little cutie. That photo is courtesy of Cecile out enjoying that snow. Send us your weather photos to winnipegweather@ctv.ca.
I think he wants inside, Cecile, but maybe don't let him in, even if he's cute. All right. Well, a man in Australia built a castle for his son.
People have the opportunity to do something like this for their children. We are the wind beneath their wings, just to help them fly.
Dad of the Year award goes to Ray Hollingsworth. He's apparently a master builder, and I would agree by looking at this. And he fueled his adult son's medieval fascination in this true labor of love by constructing a castle his son could live in. The home is complete with a drawbridge, a moat, and a dungeon.
Dad of the Millennium, or Millennia.
It looks really good, too.
Yeah.
Wow.
Lots of different thoughts about that.
I can't wait to hear them all, Colleen.
We don't have the time, unfortunately.
I have the time. I'm going to go hear all of our thoughts on this.
Report back.
You come back at 6 o'clock. We'll have more news for you then.